Hello guys, Croft is here. In this video I'll explain every single Predator that appeared in movies, comics and video games, and there are over 50 of them in total, including a few new ones in the latest movie Predator Badlands. While explaining all Predator types, I'll also cover their ranking system and other obscure aspects of the Yautja society. Besides the iconic Predator that lost a battle with Dutch, there are many more variants that sometimes look drastically different from the classic Yautja. Although many things remain unknown about the Predator culture, this complete list of all known Predators will summarize the origin and the structure of their race. The primitive Proto-Predator is the precursor of the classic Predator that is briefly mentioned in the comic book Predator Homeworld. Nobody knows exactly where the Yautja species came from, however, according to one theory, engineers experimented on reptiles using the black goo, and the result of that mutation was the early version of the Predator species. However, another popular belief is that the Yautja naturally evolved on their homeworld planet Yautcha Prime. The ancient Elder Predator appears to be the intermediate link between the Proto-Predator and the classic Predator. The ancient Elder has a more primitive version of the Yautja technology and doesn't have a plasma caster. He appeared in the Predator Homeworld comic book and was considered an ancient and legendary warrior who is described as an ancestor of all Predators. The classic Predator is the iconic Yautja creature that first appeared in the Predator of 1987. Yautjas are about 7.5 feet tall and are equipped with advanced weapon technology including biohelmet, chameleon field cloak, ultra-sharp wrist blades, wrist computer and the plasma cannon, which is an energy projector with the auto-aim technology. Predators have reptilian skin, infrared vision, mandibles and dreadlocks that are speculated to be a sensory organ. Their body shape is extremely similar to humans, however they have bright green blood and possess extreme strength, agility and superhuman reflexes. Yautja society and culture is centered around ritualistic hunt of dangerous species. However, hunting xenomorphs occupies a special place in the Predator world because of the rivalry between these species and the extraordinary hostility of xenomorphs, which makes hunting them even more prestigious. Yautjas are bred to be ruthless but honorable hunters who aspire to respect the code of honor and ascend in the ranking hierarchy that is based on hunting experience and achievements. There seems to be no universal leader of the Yautja race. Instead, the society is divided into clans which operate separately from one another. Trophy hunting appears to be the foundation of the Yautja society that functions under the ranking system similar to the military order. Unblooded yautjas are the lowest caste in the Predator hierarchy that includes those who are unexperienced in hunting and have not killed any xenomorphs or other dangerous beasts. Since hunting status and honor are the most important things for Yautja, Unblooded are extremely hungry to get to the next caste. So after weeks of training supervised by an elder Yautja, Unblooded are transported to a planet seeded with xenomorphs or other deadly creatures. On that planet they'll be led to a hunt by seasoned Yautja to ascend to the next caste. Some notable Predators who trained Unblooded Yautja are Deshante, Topknot and Lightstepper. But most importantly, not all Predators survive this stage and many of them die during the initial training or the first hunt. However, if they're able to survive, they become Youngblood Predators. Youngblood is the next Yautja rank that consists of grown Predators who haven't killed their first xenomorph. In Alien vs Predator of 2004, we witnessed 3 Youngblood Predators who engage in a battle with xenomorphs on their own for the first time in order to get their blooded status. Youngbloods have to kill their first xenomorph using close-range mechanical weapons before being allowed to use the plasma cannon. Only the strongest survive and continue their journey. So after the first xenomorph kill, Youngbloods ascend to the Blooded caste and mark their mask with the acid blood to signify the achievement. Becoming Blooded gives them the right to the plasma cannon, a powerful weapon that can kill multiple xenomorphs at once. For example, Scar, Celtic and Chopper in AVP movie are all Youngblood Predators who arrive to hunting grounds in Antarctica to ascend to the next rank. However, Chopper gets impaled by a xenomorph before even engaging in a fight. Celtic, the biggest of the 3, overpowers a xeno, but due to his overconfidence gets his head blown off. Only Scar has the right combination of stealth, skill and strength to kill a xenomorph and become blooded. The city hunter in Predator 2 was also a young blood predator. He didn't have a plasma caster and Mike Kerrigan stopped him from getting his blooded rank. Alexa actually achieved the blooded status since she technically killed the xenomorph on her own, which is the reason Scar leaves a mark on her face using the acid blood. Predator Deck from the latest movie Predator Badlands also starts as a young blood. Without getting into spoilers, Deck is an unusually weak and small for the yautjas. For that reason, he becomes an outcast after being considered unworthy and frail by his own father, Njohrr, who's also a clan leader. So Deck looks for a way to gain his father's respect. To earn a place in the clan, Deck traveled to a planet Genna where he hunts his ultimate adversary, an unkillable creature Kalisk feared even by his father. Deck, born on Yautcha Prime, was the smallest of his clan and also had an ocular disability in one of his eyes. However, he once saved the life of his brother Kowel, who later repays this debt. Before exploring the blooded predators, there are some truly embarrassing examples of the weakest yautja who couldn't pass the rite of passage. Two Stripes Predator tried to cheat by killing an injured teammate, which was reported to the elders, and Two Stripes was sentenced to death by exile on a planet swarmed with xenos. Another embarrassing yautja is the Primal Predator. He arrived in Alaska to hunt wild game, and after successfully killing an elk, the yautja was badly beaten by a grizzly bear. After treating his wounds, he tried claiming a bear trophy again, but was mauled even worse. Completely ashamed of himself, the Primal Predator locked himself in his ship and activated a self-destruct bomb, terminating himself, only having an elk skull as his trophy. Riverdale Predator is a yautja from the Riverdale crossover who was basically defeated by Archie and his two girlfriends. Blooded Predators is the next rank in the yautja hierarchy, which consists of predators who have killed a xenomorph or an equally dangerous beast, and are now considered rightful members of their clan. Blooded Predators can join hunting parties and serve to the clan leader. Alternatively, they can explore the galaxy to collect valuable and prestigious trophies on their own. Some notable blooded predators include Scar, the jungle hunter, or El Diablo from Predator of 1987, Warrior, and others. However, another notable blooded yautja is Kuwei, the elder brother of Deck from Predator Badlands. Kuwei is the eldest son of the legendary yautja hunter Njohrr. Kuwei has muscular frame and scary reddish-brown skin. He basically embodies the ideal yautja hunter, disciplined, strong, and respected within his clan and by his father. However, beneath his fierce exterior, he carries deep compassion for his younger and weaker brother Deck, whom their father despises. Despite viewing Deck as fragile, Kuwei believes that he deserves the chance to prove himself and defied his father's brutal order to kill him. Kuwei ultimately fought his own father to protect Deck, sacrificing his life so that his brother could escape. Once a blooded yautja killed enough exceptionally dangerous species and managed to survive, he's allowed to join the ranks of elite predators who are considered the most skilled and dangerous warriors. Elite yautjas are able to engage in combat with an alien queen or multiple xenomorphs at the same time. One notable elite yautja named Wolf appears in Alien vs Predator Requiem. Wolf was able to single-handedly slay dozens of xenomorphs while remaining mostly unnoticed by the local population. The only creature that could match Wolf's abilities was the Predalien queen that was able to inflict a mortal wound right after Wolf killed it. Another notable elite predator is Dark from the video game Aliens vs Predator. Dark excels at silent assassinations and tactical hunts, striking from the shadows before his enemies can even react. His intelligence and adaptability set him apart from typical hunters. In the game, Dark single-handedly eliminates hordes of xenomorphs, human soldiers, and even a xenomorph queen, eventually earning a title of the Elder Predator. The Predalien is a xenomorph hybrid spawned from a predator host. In AVP movies, a yautja named Scar was impregnated with an alien embryo and spawned a xenomorph predator hybrid. This creature has higher intellect and strength than regular xenomorphs and also possesses dreadlocks and mandibles. The Predalien was considered a grotesque abomination but a highly prized trophy, which is why Wolf was so eager to hunt it down. The Elder is the next rank in the Yautja society. Elders rise from the ranks of elites for their unique collections of trophies and exceptional accomplishments in hunting and leadership. Elder Predators can mentor Unblooded, join the Council of Yautja that give advice to a clan leader, or they can become clan leaders themselves. The Serpent Hunter Predator is a legendary Yautja Elder renowned for his expertise in hunting xenomorphs. Equipped with acid-resistant armor and dual wristblades, he combines speed, precision, and fearlessness in close combat. His unmatched skill in reading his prey's movements allowed him to defeat entire alien nests, ultimately claiming the head of an alien queen as his greatest trophy. But probably the most famous Elder is the Ahab Predator. He is a seasoned and battle-scarred Elder Yautja known for his relentless obsession with hunting a perfect prey, the engineers from Prometheus. Ahab relies on experience, cunning, and strategy rather than brute strength. He is a master tracker and tactician who adapts to any environment and has a rare sense of respect toward worthy opponents. But his greatest accomplishment was successfully hunting and killing an engineer, making him the only Yautja to ever do it. Another elite Yautja is the Shantae Predator, also known as Broken Tusk. He is a legendary Yautja from the comics who valued cooperation and formed an alliance with the human Machiko Noguchi during a xenomorph outbreak. The Shantae's greatest accomplishment was leading the charge to contain the alien infestation, sacrificing his life in the process and proving that even among predators true honor lies in courage and respect for one's allies. The rank above elders is the clan leader, which is one of the highest ranks in the Yautja hierarchy. Elder Predators can either challenge a current clan leader or be selected by their peers to this position. Clan leaders command the mothership and decide the location of the clan's next hunt and who's allowed to participate. Clan leaders achieve this status over decades or even centuries of trophy hunting and building up their reputation in their clan. The experience and expertise make them not only one of the strongest but also one of the smartest warriors in the Yautja society. Leaders oversee clans' operations and are responsible for enforcing the Yautja honor code and punishing those who violate it. Clan leaders are often admired by youngbloods, and there's no evidence so far that they used their influence in a corrupt manner. Clan leaders are advised by a council of elders, however, in certain clans, leaders unquestionably follow council's orders. The Greyback Predator, also known as the Golden Angel, is one of the most respected clan leaders in Yautja history, who's over 300 years old. Wise, powerful, and honorable, Greyback embodies the Predator code, valuing worthy hunts and respecting brave warriors. In the comic book version of Raphael Adolini's pistol, Greyback received the pistol from a pirate captain that he helped in 1719. Then in 1997, Greyback encountered Mike Harrigan at the end of Predator 2, gifting him the flintlock pistol as a token of respect. Another notable and extremely brutal clan leader is Njohrr Predator, who is the father of Dek and Quay in Predator Badlands. Not much is known about this Yautja, but he comes from a long lineage of hunters on Yautcha Prime. Njohrr has distinctive white dreadlocks and a scary deer-like helmet with horns. Having risen through countless successful hunts to earn his rank, Njohrr believes that weakness is a disgrace and that only death could redeem the unworthy. His brutal philosophy extends even to his own family. Njohrr despises his youngest son Dek for being small and frail, and even orders his eldest Quay to kill him to restore the clan's honor. Njohrr was so brutal and loyal to the Yautja Codex that he killed Quay, his own son, for disobeying him, which just illustrates how savage and unforgiving the Predator society truly is. Ancients is a caste of Yautja that is comprised of individuals who lived over 1,000 years, surviving numerous hunts and battles. Ancient Predators are the oldest and the most respectable members of society who are referred to for wisdom and knowledge by younger Predators. Ancients comprise the majority of a council of Yautja and have a great influence on clans' decisions. Badbloods, on the other hand, are predators who severely violated the code of honor and were either banished or escaped from their clan to avoid the punishment. Badbloods are usually more violent and disobedient compared to other predators, and once exiled, they're not allowed to rejoin the Yautja society. The Enforcer is a special rank that consists of predators who are tasked to hunt down not the most vicious alien organisms, but the most notable bad bloods. If the violation of the Yautja Codex is too severe or a predator commits an exceptionally disgraceful crime, elders or ancients will order enforcers to hunt down the convicted bad blood to punish him and set an example for others. Some bad blood predators include Tichint, who betrayed Deshante, the mad predator from the arcade game Mortal Kombat Predator who dishonorably claimed skulls of other Yautja. Lasershot Predator is another bad blood who started experimenting on himself from a young age, replacing parts of his body with mechanical parts, eventually turning into a complete abomination. The Skinner Predator terrorized New York by killing multiple innocent victims and stretching their removed skin on display. He was eventually killed by the Enforcers. But nobody even comes close to the bad blood predator from the comics, who is the most brutal and unhinged Yautja in the entire lore. Unlike other dishonorable members who violate certain Yautja rules, he rejects the Predator Codex entirely, slaughtering humans and fellow Yautja alike purely for pleasure. Skilled in close-quarters combat and wielding his clan's advanced weaponry, he turns his training and strength into tools of chaos. The Bad Blood Predator wiped out his entire hunting party and wreaked havoc across New Jersey in a bloodthirsty rampage. Berserkers or Super Predators is a clan of Yautja which is believed to be comprised of Bad Bloods. Berserkers ruled the Game Preserve planet and were notorious for abducting life forms from other worlds and carrying them to their planet in order to hunt them. Berserker predators differ from other predators by a larger body and a distinctly shaped head with a red and black coloring. The most notable Berserker is Mr. Black, who is the youngest Yautja to ever slay a xenomorph and was considered a prodigy. He attained the highest kill count among his peers and achieved a legendary status through his reputation and prestigious trophies. Although it's unknown if he was dishonored or set to exile, Mr. Black left his own clan to form his own on the Game Preserve planet to satisfy his special hunting desires. There are two other members of the Berserker clan. The Tracker is a huge Yautja with two tusks on the sides of his helmet. He's also notable for training predator dogs to help the Berserkers in their hunts. The third member is the Falconer with a unique mask and obsession with technology. His name is derived from the falcon-like device he created to track his targets from the air. The Female Predator is a rare type of Yautja and there are only a few female specimens in the comics. The Matriarch is the title that a female Yautja can hold, which is the equivalent of a clan leader. For example, Hoshori is the female leader of the Widow clan and she is 9 feet in height, which is taller than most of the male predators. Other notable female predators include Vaguti, Valkyrie Predator, Predator Huntress, and Sister Midnight, and they're all extremely similar to male predators. Machiko Naguchi is a notable human female who achieved the Blooded status after being the only survivor of a major xenomorph outbreak and earning the respect of the Yautja. Another notable female Yautja is the Big Mama Predator, also known as the Matriarch. She was a powerful and cunning leader, combining brute strength and tactical intelligence, commanding other predators in coordinated hunts. Her greatest accomplishment was forming an alliance with the human Karen Delacroix to fight against rogue predators and hordes of xenomorphs. The Predator King. Although the Yautja society is divided into clans and the exact way clans can cooperate remains a mystery, Predator Kalacta was considered an equivalent of the leader of the Yautja race. Predator Kalacta was at least 1,000 years old and went through multiple wars against other species, including xenomorphs and the enigmatic Drukarthi race. Kalacta appeared in the Rage War trilogy novels as a wise and admired leader that had respect of predators from multiple clans. Kalacta organized a meeting of clans and led them to join colonial marines in their fight against the Rage threat. Although we've never actually seen the mythical Predator King, we witnessed the Predator Prince, its supposed offspring, effectively Yautja royalty in training. Predator Prince appears in the video game Alien vs Predator 2 and eventually becomes the strongest Yautja. Through his campaign, the Predator Prince hunts both xenomorphs and human soldiers with precision, ultimately avenging the death of his clan leader and restoring his honor by claiming the spine of his mortal enemy Vasily Rukov. However, there are figures who stand even above the Predator King in the Yautja hierarchy, the Predator Gods. The Black Warriors considered the main Yautja deity representing death itself, something that the Yautja are taught not to fear but to embrace. In many novelizations, it says that Yautja warriors pray to the Black Warrior before every hunt, seeking strength and honor in the face of death. Another divine figure is the Lord Predator, who is the first Yautja to ever slay a xenomorph, an act that elevated him to the status of a prophet. From that moment on, killing a xenomorph became almost a sacred ritual within the Yautja culture. In the Aliens vs Predator video game, statues of the Lord Predator can be found throughout the ancient temple, where the hunter Dark ultimately discovers the sarcophagus containing the Lord's body, a relic of divine legacy and reverence. The Feral Predator, also known as Bone Mask Predator, the main protagonist of Prey, set in 1719 North America, is a Yautja with a terrifying bone mask, so he's arguably one of the scariest and most primal-looking predators ever seen on screen. Dubbed the Feral Predator, this hunter wields somewhat primitive equipment compared to others of its kind. Its skull-like bone biomask retains key features of traditional predator tech, but instead of a plasma caster, it uses a projectile weapon that fires guided and retractable iron bolts. Along with wrist blades, a spear, and a razor-sharp shield, the Feral Predator embodies raw and savage efficiency. The Feral Predator's clan likely hadn't visited Earth before, as this Yautja starts by hunting the planet's native predators. He first starts with a snake, then a wolf, and eventually goes up the food chain, discovering humans as the true apex species. Despite lacking plasma-based weapons, this predator compensates with extreme strength and ruthless aggression, favoring brutal hand-to-hand combat. It even manages to take down a full-grown bear with a single punch. For that reason, its use of more primitive gear is likely a stylistic choice or a personal preference, not a sign of technological inferiority, since this Yautja clearly possesses advanced spacefaring capabilities. The Feral Predator's ferocity is unmatched, but its downfall comes from underestimating human intelligence, particularly Njohrr, who repeatedly outsmarts the Predator through cunning and strategy. Interestingly, the Feral Predator's rugged, desert-like armor and primal look have led fans to speculate that it comes from Yautcha Prime, a harsh desert planet. This theory has even more support with Predator, Killer of Killers, which introduces a similar desert-like world ruled by another Yautja who loves to wear bones of his kills. The Warlord Predator, also known as the Grendel King. In the chapter The Battle of Killers, we're introduced to the Grendel King, an enormous warlord predator who leads a warband of Yautja on an alien planet. He has assembled greatest human warriors as captives, forcing them to fight in a gladiatorial arena for his entertainment. Nicknamed Grendel King after the monster from Viking mythology, this predator wields a bone-spiked armor, incorporating many trophies of the creatures that he killed, which includes a number of xenomorph tails, large spike bones, and a giant skull as his mask, similar to the Feral Predator. Even his weapons are made out of bones, like the wrist blades and the giant axe hammer. When the human champions unite and escape, the Grendel King personally enters the fight, but the humans are no match for the seasoned monster, so the best they can do is to just run away while still suffering many injuries. Grendel King is the closest thing to a Predator King that we got on screen, as this Yautja commands an entire fleet of Predator ships and possibly different clans. There are also 3 other distinct Predators that appear in Predator Killer of Killers. The Power Gauntlet Predator. The first chapter about Viking warriors introduced us to a towering Predator almost 15 feet tall, a brute with insane power and terrifying speed. But most striking of all, the Predator had a glowing power gauntlet fused to its missing hand, replacing the typical wrist blade. The gauntlet was able to inflict massive damage, even collapsing an entire longhouse. The second chapter introduced the Ninja Predator, armed with sleek, blade-like weapons reminiscent of shuriken and kunai. Despite its agility and skill, this Yautja met defeat at the hands of 2 samurais. But perhaps the most unusual predator in the franchise is the Cyber Pilot Predator, a mechanical hybrid whose body was fully integrated with the Yautja ship. Unlike traditional predators who collect skulls as trophies, this predator hunted machines, salvaging vehicle engines as proof of its skills, a weird twist of the Yautja obsession with the hunt. The infected predator is the Yautja specimen that mutated as the result of the contact with the Black Goo in Fire and Stone comics. The Black Goo caused the infected predator to almost double in size and to grow an extra limb on his back. Another result of mutation was that the Yautja became extremely hostile and started to attack everybody who was around him, including his peers. The White Hybrid is a Yautja type from the comics created by a malfunctioned AI that combined DNA of humans, xenomorphs, and Yautja. White hybrids possess a high level of intelligence, ability to communicate through speech, and use different tools and weapons for combat. They are also hostile to both xenomorphs and Yautja, but reproduce the same way as xenomorphs. The Four-Armed Predator is a huge Yautja specimen with increased strength and durability that appeared in the comic book Predator's Surviving Life. This type of Yautja has 4 arms, each equipped with wrist blades and gauntlets, and it's unknown if he was a result of a naturally occurring mutation or genetic engineering. The Hishku 10 is the alternative Dark Horse representation of the Yautja species that slightly differs from regular predators in terms of their appearance and honor system. Hishku 10 appear in the Mortal Kombat game, and they have a slightly different helmet and possess a kill gland that releases certain hormones that increase their strength and speed. The Alpha Predator is a special predator of the Hishku 10 race who led the rebellion against the Amegni, an insectoid race that tyrannically ruled over the Yautja. The Alpha Predator was the ultimate warrior who was able to lead the rebellion to free Yautja from Amenji and take their advanced technology. This rebellion explains why the Yautja look like reptiles who got a sudden tech upgrade. After the rebellion, they basically took all the advanced technology from a race that enslaved them. The Alpha Predator was an extremely strong and tough albino predator who became a legend in the Hishku 10 society and is referred to as the first hunter. Hunter Borgia is a human-predator hybrid that appeared in Predator Concrete Jungle video game. After a failed attempt to integrate the Yautja DNA into his own, Augmented Hunter completely lost his human identity and became a strange Yautja hybrid with human-like appearance. Initially, Hunter Borgia was a sick and weak child and would have died due to his health. However, because of the exposure to the predator blood, he was able to survive. Later in his life, he became the CEO of Borgia Industries and was studying predator technology. Through his experiments, Hunter decided to fuse his DNA with the Yautja material in order to become an ultimate soldier. However, the process was interrupted halfway and Hunter became a complete Yautja human abomination. Another famous predator is Scarface, who is the main protagonist of the game Predator Concrete Jungle. Scarface was once honored warrior exiled in disgrace after allowing human criminals to steal and misuse Yautja technology in 1930s. A century later, he returns to Earth to reclaim that stolen tech and erase all traces of Yautja presence, slaughtering entire crime syndicates and corrupt corporations like Borgia Corp. He also comes in contact with the human Yautja hybrid Hunter Borgia, who captured a few predators for his twisted experiments like the Long Spear, Swift Knife, and Stoneheart, who was brainwashed by Borgia Corp. The Fugitive Predator, also known as the Rogue Predator, is a Yautja human hybrid that appears in Predator of 2018. This Rogue Predator had a mission to deliver the Yautja technology to Earth so that humans had a chance to defend themselves in the upcoming alien invasion. The Fugitive Predator possessed a distinct upgraded suit and had a basic understanding of human language, culture, and even humor. Despite violating the Yautja Codex by delivering predator technology to humans, the Rogue Predator was still an honorable hunter and refused to kill those who were unarmed. After the crash of his ship, the Fugitive Predator was studied by a secret group of scientists who discovered that this Yautja had traces of human DNA. It's still not clear if only the Fugitive Predator has undergone hybridization with humans, or if all predators have some human DNA in their genome, which would confirm the involvement of engineers into the creation of the predator species. The Upgrade Predator is a genetically engineered hybrid designed to be the most powerful and deadly predator specimen. Also referred to as the ultimate predator, he was the result of the hybridization of some of the most hostile creatures in the galaxy. Because of the bulletproof skin, the Upgrade doesn't have any metal armor. He doesn't need a biohelmet either because of the implant in his eyes that allows him to see in different spectrums. Besides enhanced eyesight and armored skin, the Upgrade has the same physical features as other predators, but he's almost twice their size. The motivation of the Upgrade Predator in the film is to punish the rogue predator who betrayed the Yautja race, so by this logic, the Upgrade could be an enforcer. But at the same time, the Upgrade could also be a bad blood, as the hybridization with rival organisms is highly condemned in the Yautja society. The Emissary Predators are two Yautja warriors that were allies of the Fugitive Predator. In the cancelled storyline, these predators arrived on Earth and actually fought alongside human soldiers and the Rogue against the Ultimate Predator. Although these scenes were cut from the film's final version, the Emissary Predators were later canonized through official merchandise and games. The Predator Killer. The Predator Killer is an advanced mechanical suit made with the Predator technology designed to be operated by a host. Although the Predator Killer is not actually a predator, but the suit strongly resembles a Yautja and includes a full body armor, plasma cannons, wrist blades, and a Predator biohelmet. The Predator Killer was delivered to Earth by the Fugitive Predator, and although the abilities of this suit aren't explained, its firepower is supposed to be equivalent to multiple predators so that a pilot of the suit would be able to engage in combat with multiple Yautjas. There are also a few historical armor predators that wear armor and gear styled after various Earth historical warriors. In expanded lore, particularly the Predator Hunting Grounds video game, there are 30 different predators, many of them are already covered in the video. But there are a few unique ones that we haven't seen yet. For example, these predators who mimic human cultures, like the Viking Predator, the Pirate Predator, the Witch Predator, Cleopatra and Anubis Predators, the Bionic Predator, and the Amazon Predator. In the video game Aliens vs Predator 2, there is the Heavy Predator, a specialized predator class identified by its heavy armor and brute force tactics that basically functions as a walking tank. Lastly, here are some other notable predators that didn't make the list but are still a really interesting specimen. The Gladiator Predator, the Meta Predators, the Shaman Predator, the Sengoku Predator, the Mega City 1 Predator, and the Race War Predator. Thank you guys for watching. That was the complete list of all predators in the extended universe. However, let me know if there's any predators that I've missed. Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to join the Patreon for extra support. Also, like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel for more content. My name is Croft and I'll see you in the next video.